Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video to the channel. So today is the update day for when the mid-game rebalances hit the game. Now with this mid-game rebalance, a lot of things have been focused on, but one of the updates which I sort of caught towards the end of the video, which I'll put in the link if you guys want to go through the update, was the fact that Jagex have now introduced the eternal magical frames. Now I thought this would have been a bit of a big deal because what Jagex have decided to do, any part of Thought Frame 3 which is at tier 3, you can go and reinforce with 65 eternal magical frames and 6 stone wall segments for around about 500k XP. I think you do need level 105 construction to be able to do this, but it's a new frame into the game, and with that there's going to be some money making methods linked to it as well. So let's go and jump in, go and have a look, see what's worthwhile doing, and see if this is going to be a really decent way for us to do it. So it's going to be under the title of Eternal Fortifications, which basically means any part of a fort which is tier 3 you can fortify and use that as well. It's going to be probably the best XP in game for construction if you're looking to do it, and the fact that they've mentioned it's 500k XP, I imagine that's 500k XP without any of the buffs as well. But what we'll do in this video, we'll go and make some of the frames, we'll go through all the prices and stuff, and then we'll go and break everything down just for you guys as well. Now I imagine to make the frames it might be 105 construction, but when we go and do them, we'll go and check them out anyway. So the first thing we need to do is go and check some prices on these items. Now, these are brand new items into the game in terms of the frame, so it'll be very speculative, very low volume, so let's go and analyze the prices. Now, the first thing to look at is the Eternal Magical Logs, which I've already bought a limit back. Once I saw that these frames were put into the game, I thought, you know what, just buy them straight away. So I've bought 25k of the logs for 4,000 coins each. At the minute, the Eternal Magical Logs have a margin from 3.5k to 4.2, so it's not too bad at all. And the good thing is that I sold a massive bulk of my Eternal Magical Logs last week. When I saw this update, I was a little annoyed because I thought I'd missed out on so much GP, but they're still selling for under the price I originally sold mine for, so it's not too bad. Not been burnt twice in a row in terms of these updates, but 4,000 coins each gives us a lot of room to work with. So the next thing to look at is the Eternal Magical Plank. Now they've also done some changes with this as well. The XP you get from these with doing things like construction contracts or just general construction now as well has been improved. So I'm hoping that because of that, the price is going to be a little bit more. And yes, so they have currently gone up in price. Let's just go and whack on 20% just so we can find the margin, because sometimes it could also be really low volume. So 12.2k, when you consider you can buy the logs for about 4,000, is actually really good profit. That's going to be 8,000 coins just simply turning logs into planks. And the instant sell price as well is very high, so at a minimum, you're going to make about 7.3k turning logs into planks. So what we're going to go and do, I'm going to try and buy a refined plank in a frame just to see if they will sell on the Grand Exchange. Again, these are very new items into the game, and the update was only really about 3 hours ago, so there might be some in for quite a high price, but we shall have a look. So as always, Jagex have priced this brilliantly at 2.5k, which it won't sell for, so let's just see if we can find any form of price for it. 78.9k. Again, you're looking for only 4 logs or 4 planks for this. So if we break down like what it's going to cost us in terms of a log price, it's 16,000 coins into 78k. Very, very good. Instant sold for 70 as well. And in terms of if you're just going to do it from the planks, you're going to be 48,000 coins into 78 is still 38k profit, instant buying. So there's a really big opportunity here. While there's not a lot of these items in the game, to go and make a lot of money from them. Really interested to see what the frame price is, because again, Jagex pricing it brilliantly. 8,000 coins is not realistic. If the refined plank's going to be around 75k each, I'd imagine these should be 300k. Well, no, quite well priced in comparison to the refined plank price. 190k kind of puts it on par, if not cheaper, with Elders, which is very strange. I would have thought that the XP you're going to get from these is going to be better than Elders. Big margin with it as well, 35k margin, so decent margin if you're someone brave enough to flip them. I definitely am not, because these will be all over the price, but yeah, pretty decent. We've got quite a lot to work with actually here, which is really, really nice. Now for this, and just to go through all the functions and stuff, we're going to go to Thought Frame 3 because there's a few things I want to test out. So the first thing I want to test out is that with the portable sawmill, if you can actually go and make the planks with that now. You couldn't use the plank maker last week, but I was just wondering if that's just simply because you didn't want to bring in such large volumes of the plank last week. And very similar to what they've done with the frames, they've kind of held back and waited a little bit before getting it. So because they held back on the frames last week, that's what I'm kind of hoping is that with the sawmill, they just didn't have that option set up as such. So maybe it could be something where we can have a quick look, see if it's set up on the portable sawmill, because this will change the profit you can make from it. So currently the Eternal Magical Planks aren't an option to create on the portable sawmill, which is a little bit sad because like that's a way to bring in a big quantity for the game, but also it can be a good point because then it means you're limited even more. So really, the only ways you can go and make these planks into logs is to do it here in Fort Frimfree on the sawmill here as well, which means the amount which can be created per hour is very, very limited, and it's sort of like halting on what you can do per hour. Now, 95 construction is what you're going to need to turn the logs into planks, which is nice. I mean, it's really nice for me because the hogger's only a couple levels off being able to do that. And at the minute, with the prices of frames, all the other tiers of frames seems to be gone down quite a lot. So, could be a really good chance if you've got an account which is looking to make some profit, really dialing into this for a couple of days while it's such a high price and why there's such demand. Even if you're simply turning the logs into planks, you're going to be making a really big amount of profit per hour because these items are in demand. And what you're missing as well is the ability that these could go really, really low volume. So that is nice that there's a lot of profit and only level 95 to do this. So to turn these into refined planks, that's also going to require level 95, which is nice. So again, if you have 95 construction, this could possibly be one of the best money makers you guys have for a while, because it's something new. The items will be in demand. People who want to train their construction to get all the unlocks in a player owned house, this is something where you can spend a considerable amount of money. 2 of these reinforcement sets are basically going to be a mil XP, especially on World 84 where you'll get all the bonuses as well, which would be really nice. And 95 is what you're going to need to turn them into frames, and in terms of the XP, you're going to get a total of 720 XP per frame, which again, this is a very valid way to go and train for your construction. I've always said that actually making frames themselves, yes, you're not going to have as much XP as what you would just doing Fort Frimfree construction. Yes, you also won't be as AFK as doing Fort Frimfree construction, but you are making considerable profit doing this as well. But this will probably be one of the better ways to make money with this as well. The fact you can only use the Fort Frimfree sawmill, I don't know if Lunas will be able to do it, but the fact that the portable sawmill can't is a big thing. Limited on the amount of planks which are underground exchange, which definitely means that if you wanted to play around, you could probably put some planks in the ground exchange for a slightly higher price than what they're already selling for, and there could be a really big chance they will sell as well, which again is really interesting. It's absolutely massive. The fact that you can also as well use these brand new planks in the construction contract and get more XP from it as well by upgrading furniture to an eternal plank standard is really nice. It's nice that they've included that. So because of that, one thing I wanted to test out is the plank box. So the plank box is something you get from construction contracts. It is really a very, very good item, and you can actually store the eternal wood planks into the plank box as well, which is really nice. And what I like doing and what you can do with this as well is rather than just take 1 invo planks to go and make refined planks, the plank box really makes its own in that. So you can store it with, I think it's something like 100 planks. So it means that you can have your inventory and the plank box to go and make refined planks. You can do a full invo of that rather than having to run back and forward. It just makes making refined planks so much more AFK, which is really nice. So yeah, in terms of like some money making methods, 95 is what you need to make the plank and what you need to go and make the refined plank, and then also the frame as well. Throughout the different stages, there's going to be considerable profit. And I still think at the minute that the Eternal Magical Logs are quite underpriced, because if a lot of people dial in and do this construction method, then the amount of Eternal Magical Planks in the game will quickly deplete. Because of that, you'll have demand, and because of that, the price will go up because people will want it to go and train their construction as well. So yeah, really decent money making method. If you're 95 construction, I would say this is probably the best thing for you to do if you're looking to make some money. Really AFK, really easy. I'm kind of interested on when the portable sawmill will make these, if they ever will, because I just think that's when the large volumes of these logs can come into the game. And then once they start coming into the game, you might have a chance to make even more money as well. But the rest of Fort Frimfree construction has had a little bit of a wobble. And to be fair, we can go and check that out as well. Just as well, if you're looking to train your construction up to 95, this could be a really good time to buy, because a lot of people, because Fort Frimfree construction has been slightly nerfed, and basically what Fort Frimfree construction does now is benefits the people who follow the particles or the buff or the highlighted spot, and kind of like gives the main sort of XP to that, rather than people just sitting AFK at the same spot like I would normally train. So if you follow for the passive bonus, you'll get more XP. And because of that, people have kind of panicked and sold a lot of frames. So because of that, they've gone down a little bit in price. But what we'll do, we'll go and hop over to the max guild really quick. I'll try and not be too long, because again, we don't like to ramble on these kind of videos. But if you want me to do a really deep dive into the whole frame situation, what things are currently like, what kind of profit is here, nothing makes items go all over the place like brand new items. I'm just going to put this in for 13,000 coins first, because you know what, we can just show you guys, like, you can hold a price and you can put them in and you can sell them for whatever you want, really, if you're patient enough and don't go too far beyond like what the current price is. But a magic frame, let's go and check out what a magic frame is in terms of price. Now 67k for a grand exchange mid price is exceptionally cheap for a magic frame. So that's around its mid price. That's not too bad. We'll check out the U frame as well, because you got to think over the next couple of months, we must be due another double XP. And even then, like even with a slight nerf to what the XP's like, frames are going to be worthwhile doing because they're just so AFK and they're really good construction XP. Yes, these Eternal ones are going to be like slightly better GP, going to be slightly better XP, but there's still going to be other options. And I did do a video the other day about me pretty much AFKing all the Eternal magical stuff. This could be an even better thing to AFK. Like if you got to think now that how quick you can make the frames, each frame in a minute is going to be 200k. Compare that to upgrading a bow from the log all the way up. It's just going to be so much better. This has got to be the best way for you guys to use Eternal magic logs for the foreseeable. Right, so in terms of the price of the U ones, these are the only ones I'd really have a look at. Actually, let's have a look at the Elder one as well. The magic ones, I just think are so well priced. Like compared to the U ones, they're so much more substantial XP, and they're just only 7k more. So that is definitely something to check out. And then the Elder ones haven't crashed as much as what I thought they would, considering like the Eternal magical ones are like just so close. They have a huge margin though. 145k is massive in terms of how low of a sell price, but it's around a 40k margin to flip. I'm not going to touch it because that is risky, but these Eternal frames for me are probably going to be something which, if I wanted a money-making alt to focus on for a little while, because the amount of GP you could make from this would just be incredible. However, let me know what you guys think about this. Are you going to try it out? If you do, please let me know how you do in terms of this. This might be something I revisit quite quickly in 2 weeks just to see what the price is settled at, because I think it's going to disrupt the rest of the frame market as well. And you all know I absolutely love making frames. It's how I've made so much money on all my accounts. But yeah, that is going to wrap up this video. Really hope you guys enjoyed. If you have, please make sure to leave me a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.